How to change this working animation. The player stuck in one frame while moving into this working animation, player's animation, working while moving. I used components to make this change in Godot. It made my work process easier as a solo developer. I want to show you how two components, an input component and a movement component, can save me and you a lot of time finding bugs in a game. Let's get into the video. I remember the game Hollow Knight and the player's mechanics. The movement was interesting, so I wanted to get started on creating a Metroidvania prototype. I wanted to see how the player moves in the game engine. Hero Knight asset my best friend. I use it as a player in Godot. I want to make a prototype fast, so I didn't make my own character yet. That's time consuming. We set up the player's movement, idle, run, jump, and fall. Then I faced a problem. When I ran the game and moved the player, the run animation didn't work. The player was stuck on one frame as I moved it. I was surprised, and I want to know what caused it. First thing I checked, the animation reset itself. Noobs turned on? Yes. FPS set correctly? Yes. More than one frame in the animation? Yes. Nothing wrong here. Probably in my code. So I checked the player script. Next, I checked whether the script was even decided to switch animation correctly. I added a print inside a function that changes the animation and moves the player. It printed switches to run as it's supposed to, so the logic that decides which animation to play was working fine. That ruled out the state logic. Something else was interfering. So I started searching the entire script for anything else that touched the sprite. And in the sprite, it handles the movement, jumping, crouching, dashing, and interacting. That's a lot of places to check. I had to read through all of it because the bug could be hiding anywhere. Eventually, I found it, one line sitting inside a movement code, nowhere near an animation logic. The leftover line resetting the sprite frame every single physics check while I was moving. He was fighting an animation system 16 times a second. To be honest, it took me way longer than it should have to find that one line, and that's exactly the problem. Putting the movement, input, animation, and interaction all in one script means a bug in one system can hide inside completely different part of the file. That's no boundary tell you where to look. So I started using components in Godot. A component is a small node that focuses on one job and nothing else. The two components I use for the player are input component and movement component. There are two loop cycles. The input component runs its own cycle. Its job to continuously update the raw inputs being pressed. The movement component runs on a different cycle triggered by the player. The player tells the movement component to do its job, and the movement component reads whatever the input component currently has and moves the player. The reason I use components is to separate these functions instead of putting them all in one script, the play script. Otherwise, I'll have a hard time fighting bugs. When something goes wrong with the play's mechanics, I only have to check those specific places because they're the only things related to the mechanic. And each component is short, so doesn't take long to find the cause. If you're having trouble finding an error or the cause of a bug, and you want to get your prototype working as fast as possible, use components. A component focuses on one job, and health components are only focused on the health. Input components should focus on getting an updated input. Whatever function your game needs can be built as a component and we use across different scenes. If you find this video helpful, subscribe for more Godot videos.